family, welcome to the channel. This week's video is a continuation of last week, which is just completing the final portrait for the commissions that I'm going to be opening. I am still kind of getting used to using midtones. With graphite, it's easy. That contrast is vibrant. It makes the drawing stand out. So I've never really had the need to really work with the midtones when it comes to my style. This is not the case when you're working with graphite in a normal way. Maybe a little, but not a lot. It's really a light to dark contrast with maybe a little bit of midtone, but very little. With coloring pencils, watercolors, and other mediums, that becomes a little bit more difficult because the contrast looks very abrupt. There's no smooth transition, and sometimes with enough blending, when I'm using coloring pencils, I can sort of get away with that. But in real life, on camera, with photos and things, that transition is pretty much non-existent. It looks very abrupt. For clarity, in the absence of midtones, smooth blending and transitions is absolutely possible with other mediums. Just in the absence of midtones, that transition can look abrupt. Just saying, because I don't know how clearly I brought that across. So the goal for this one is less watercolor layers. Also, buckle up because it's about to be a roller coaster. Watercolor layers. Let's try that again. Less watercolor layers. My brain is doing less of that. Watercolors, less watercolor. Okay, I'm gonna try and ignore it. I'm gonna ignore myself here. Less watercolor layers, incorporate use of midtones, and more alignment and structure when it comes to the background notes and swatches and stuff like that. That is the objective for this. So the first thing, less watercolor layers. And jumping right in because clearly my brain malfunctioned. Who else does that? I know I am not the only one. I had to get up and walk away, came back later, put some saxophone in the background, and just recorded the drawing process. And you won't believe what the fixation was. In that moment, saying less watercolor layers sounded like something else, but I couldn't identify what. The next day, it hit me like a ton of bricks. It sounded like Galileo. Such a small thing, such a big detour. Anyway, this is the third and final portrait I intended on using as the examples for opening up commissions. And this one is of my mom. I've wanted to do a drawing of my mom for a while now because she's got such a unique face and people tell her all the time she looks like a movie star. We haven't established yet whether people mean that she's just so beautiful that she looks like a movie star or whether she's got a familiar face and looks like a famous movie star. Either way, I personally think both are true. If you had to ask me which movie star, I wouldn't be able to answer you. Just that she looks like someone I've seen on screen. Anyway, it's about here where my mind started doing its thing again, but in a different way. The vision I had for the hair was white with purple accents. Obviously, the vision didn't materialize. But it didn't end there. Then the skin tone was too dark, and her glasses were too small, and her features weren't exaggerated enough. At that point, I knew it was time to put it away. So I did. I didn't start over, I didn't scrap it, I just put it away. But I really did want to show my mom something after talking about her portrait for a whole week. So I turned to my little Temu sketchbook and decided to do something similar but a little simpler and apply some of the skills I've been learning about in a course I'm doing. Let go of control and attachment of the outcome. It worked really well. It immediately silenced all that noise in my brain, and I could just enjoy what I was doing. And I really, really did have so much fun with this one. Even just appreciating the different phases of it, admiring the simplicity in the beginning phases. Also, quick side note, please excuse all the background noises. We do live right behind a school on top of a highway, and school just got out. Anyway, here is just one of those phases. I really like the simplicity of it. I was almost tempted to just leave it there, and I could have and would have been happy with that. In the end, curiosity to see what it would look like if I pushed it just a little bit more won that round. And I'm glad I did, because it came out so good. For all the portraits I'd done, I'd asked the candidates to give me their favorite quotes. So I asked my mom for hers, because I wanted to apply that same meaning to her drawing. And hers is, "It is what it is." This is a very popular saying, but I've never been fond of it. It just feels so final, and in some cases, just so hopeless even. When we asked my mom where she heard it, if she could tell me who said it, she said me, Ellie. She heard it from me. I was taken aback by that. It was definitely unexpected, given my opinion of it. Anyway, here is the drawing of my mom. The resemblance didn't quite hit, but the vibe definitely did. It is cartoony, it's exaggerated, it's fun, and I really couldn't be happier with the outcome. But you guys tell me in the comments, what do you think? While you're at it and you feel so inclined, put your favorite quote in the comments as well. As for the portrait, it's not a miss. I'm not giving up on it, I'm just taking a break from it. I will return to it when the moment is right, but for this week, I had to put it on ice. In the meantime, I do have 2 other portraits that can serve as examples for the commissions. Anyway, I did forget to record an outro, so let me say thank you so much for your time. Thank you for watching, and if you enjoyed my video, please like and subscribe. Come back next week to catch the next one.